Welcome back to Final Whistle here on a Saturday night. No, you are not deceived. It is just me for the moment. Jackson is off doing Jackson things, so I'm here to hold the fort down while he's out doing whatever Jackson does. Well, and
Uh-oh.
speaking of Jackson, there is Jackson.
I'm
See,
back.
see, Jackson is here. I speak it into existence. Here he is. Anywho, here on Final Whistle as
I'm so
always.
sorry about being late, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, good
Yes,
grief.
it is. It is okay, Jackson. It is okay. It is okay. We accept your apology because you know what, Jackson? You're Batman. That's what you are. I could not do this show. Well, now I can't do this show. Can't do this show without Batman himself, Jackson. Of course, to my Robin, he's what makes it all works, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson, how are you? And the
Doing
Crimson
great.
Tide,
Good buddy. How you doing tonight, man?
and the Crimson Tide escaped.
Oh my
I'm doing
God.
pretty
Like
good.
that was a fantastic finish for the Crimson Tide. Like the best thing though, when teams that have nothing to lose go against the Crimson
Mhm,
Tide, they will bring their A game. And we saw that today with South Carolina, which we'll definitely go over that later on in the show.
mhm. But I'm doing pretty good. The Nuggets won tonight, so I'm happy about that. We're 1-1. Uh, good in Louisville. We avoided the upset. They made me stressful. We'll talk about that too, and so much more. I mean, crazy day of college football. And Jackson, my national championship pick, is officially down the toilet, and we're going to keep everyone up to date on our bets. Someone owes someone on this panel $100. I won't say who, um,
Hmm.
but someone may be owing someone $40 here soon too. We're going to get to all
Okay.
that and so much more right here tonight. So let's get into it, shall we? Wednesday night, Jackson. Since normally we do picks and houses on Wednesday, we
Oh
did it
man.
this past Tuesday, and of course, we'll be doing it the next couple weeks, at least the next 2 weeks on a Tuesday night. So for anyone that's a Tuesday night person, I mean a Wednesday night person, run down the score for you, Jackson. Anything nice you'd like to say about Delaware?
Well, Delaware had a good night. That was pretty nice. But I will say, huge win for Delaware and a nice win by Missouri State over New Mexico State. That was a fantastic finish by Missouri State. Like, good grief. Like, I was like, for CUSA Wednesday night, it's usually pretty good.
Okay. Thursday, Jackson, South Alabama wins a thriller.
Oh
Have
my
anything nice to
God, I
say?
love it. They knocked Georgia State out of bowl eligibility. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yes.
Friday night. Are we
Mm-hmm.
ready to go to Friday night yet? Or
Yes. Yeah. North Texas, Jackson, putting a puts to hurting. And Jackson, I am so glad I picked Virginia Tech, right?
as
Or
well
no?
as you should be, because honestly, you
Yeah, I picked
Cal
Virginia
is
Tech. Okay.
so mid. Like Cal is so they're so terrible. Like they have a good week, 1 week against a Minnesota, then they get shut out against San Diego State, then they get blistered with their bare bottoms with their pants pulled down by Virginia Tech in double overtime. Like, good grief. Like,
I
are we
mean,
ready
here's
to
the
have
thing, Jack.
are we ready to name
Oh, go
Philip
ahead.
Montgomery new head coach or not just yet? Let's see if Virginia Tech can get to ball eligibility first.
Here's the thing, Jackson. The thing I've learned about Virginia Tech, their stadium's still one of the hardest places to play in the entire country. Enter the Sandman is still one of the best traditions in college football. And Jackson Cal, they were gamed. They were up, I believe, 10 at halftime in this game. So it wasn't like this was a Cal blew it. It's just Virginia Tech at night, Jackson, especially on a Friday or Thursday night. They just play really good football. The and they're 3-5. They got Louisville next weekend. And then they've got a couple of the big games coming down the pipe. So bowl eligibility is still there for them, but they're gonna have to win some of these games. But it's a good win for Virginia Tech, and whoever the next head coach is, this is something to build off of. Um, but Cal Jackson, gonna have to wait another week to get bowl eligible.
Nah.
Um,
But Boise State's
Boise.
continued their streak of bowl eligibility. Nice.
Yes. 24-3. I don't know how many people stayed up and watched it, but if you did, you're a sicko, I guess, for it. But that was Wednesday, Thursdays, Friday games. The big headliner was Virginia Tech Cal. Virginia Tech got it done. So let's talk about today's. Well, first update for anyone. Utah is. Let's just say, hopefully the kids aren't watching this game. Utah is spanking poor Colorado, poor Coach Prime. I mean, my poor guy Jackson.
Terrible for Colorado, man.
And Jackson, Prince Charming's charm ran out today in Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana wiped UCLA off the college football mat today. And Kurt Signetti, Jackson, and Indiana, tell your friends, tell your family, Indiana football can win the whole darn thing. I'm ready to admit it, Jackson. Indiana can not only win. Go ahead.
I've got Indiana win. I feel like they could pull it off in the Big Ten at this point. I mean, they're showing themselves.
Yep. And here's the thing, too, Jackson.
Sorry about that one, too. Sorry about that.
Listen here, 1-2. We'll get to BYU. You guys both slept on BYU again. Shame on you, disrespect. Hey, we'll get to that game in a second. We had good reason to. Good reason to. But to this game, though, Jackson, Indiana looks like a complete football team. Offense, defense, special teams. They looked good across the board all today. And Jackson, I'm gonna say something. I think Indiana might be the number one team in the country come tomorrow morning. The AP poll might make them the number one team in the country.
It's a possibility.
Maybe. But we'll get to this next game. Another team has a really great case. We'll get to that in just a second. Dave Brown says, I'm glad IU bought out of our 2 games. Well, that was when Tom Allen was trying to save his job. But as for UCLA, though, Jackson, even though their Prince Charming's charm ran out, can they still go bowling?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, I'm looking at UCLA's schedule. I mean, they've got Nebraska left over. They got Ohio State left over. Washington, years. Oh my God, I'm not so sure. I don't see 3 wins coming out of there.
Where's the Iowa game at?
It's got a failure to communicate. It's not there.
So is it in UCLA or is it in Kennedy? If it's in UCLA, they got a chance.
Oh, there's no UCLA Iowa game. That's the thing, though.
You just said Iowa was on the schedule. Good buddy.
I said Ohio State. Ohio State.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we have a failure to communicate then. I thought you said Iowa. I've got to say, if Iowa's on the schedule, there's always a chance because it's Iowa. But I mean, it's a possibility, Jackson. They beat Penn State. I mean, anything can happen, as we know, but we'll see. But now that Prince Charming has lost, I owe Jackson a big chunk of change now because I bet on Prince Charming to win out.
Oh man.
See, I'm a little crazy, but that's okay.
Well, and he and I are making a few bets here and there, so it's like
we'll get to another one here in a minute. But Jackson, Texas A&M goes to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and beats LSU. And Jackson, I'm going to take a victory lap on this one because even though I didn't pick A&M, What have I told you, Jackson, since they brought in Mike Elko from
Mike
the beginning?
Elko
What
can get it done. And I'll be honest, like, those last several weeks, I'm like, I see the Jimbo Fisher itis washing out a College Station. And,
Mhm.
the Aggies, they could probably pull off getting their first conference title since 1998. I like that. I don't want to call it
I
early,
mean,
but they've got a good chance to.
to be honest with you, Jackson, and I know this may sound like recency bias, who has two better wins than Texas A&M right now?
I mean, their
Because they
Notre
beat Notre
Dame
Dame.
keeps getting better and better.
And think about this, Jackson. They're both road wins. Who
Mm.
else can say they have two better road wins? Just forget wins, period. Two better road wins.
Oh, for sure. I mean, LSU could not scare them. They couldn't scare them at all. And we saw like KC Concepcion making some kick return, some punt return touchdowns, and like special teams just like came to play tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jackson.
oh my god, like
Mm-hmm.
that defense, they shredded LSU tonight. And let's see, this is like the third.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the second time that LSU has scored more than 23 points. No. Okay. This is like the third time LSU scored 24 more points. That's not a good look for the LSU Tigers, I tell you what. And they're out of national title contention. They're out of playoff contention. And I'm telling you.
Well, let's not call it early because Jackson, they could run the table.
I don't see it. I don't.
Because I'm going to take your side on this one.
Cam Newton might think that a 3-loss SEC team should get in, but Cam Newton thinks he's a pimp named Slipback, and he's not.
Well, here's the thing, Jackson. If LSU runs the table, they're still in it.
It's too late for LSU, in my opinion. I want your program together.
Here's the thing, Jackson. If they beat Bama in 2 weeks, then the door opens back up just a hair because then they could say they beat Bama. So they're not
completely doubt that because I mean Arkansas is because like I'm looking at the schedule afterwards. I mean Arkansas is terrible. I mean you have Western Kentucky, and I'm not sure what Oklahoma's record is going to look like. So you better hope. So if you beat Alabama, and then Alabama gets the second spot in the SEC title and wins the SEC, you better hope that happens because then what happens is you're going to have to cross your fingers that you get in. Like, there's no way LSU gets it. Like, they're screwed. Like, they are completely screwed.
See, if they lose in 2 weeks, Jackson, then yeah, I'm with you. It's done. It's over. But the fact, Jackson, that here's the thing. You remember South Carolina from last year, Jackson? They ran the table and almost got the committee's vote. So that's why I'm saying
that's the thing. That's the thing, though. South Carolina was 3-3, but then won 6 straight games. We're not seeing that with LSU. I mean, they're not a playoff team. It's over for them. It is over. You might as well kiss those dreams goodbye. Win your little piece of cat bowl game in December.
Here's the thing, though, Jackson. Have we not learned you don't write anybody off too soon? I'm telling you right now, Jackson, if they beat you all in 2 weeks, they're very much alive.
I don't think it's going to matter if they beat us because they're still out by that time because they'll be unranked or they'll be like 24th because that blue blood status or because Cam Newton is pushing for them.
Here's my thing, Jackson. I know we're talking about LSU here, but don't be surprised, Jackson. Do not be surprised if LSU beats Bama and then the committee all of a sudden prompts them up and all of a sudden they're right back in it. Don't be surprised.
Even the
I'm just
committee's
saying,
not.
Jack.
I mean, the committee screws up a lot, but even they're not that dumb. But we'll wait and see.
I mean, Jackson, especially if the committee thinks they can still get LSU Notre Dame out of it, they might think about it.
Exactly, DC Skater. Exactly.
I
mean, oh man, like Austin's been simping for LSU like worse than Mordecai simps for Margaret and CJ. Like even Mordecai is sitting there going, "Bro, that's too much simping."
Hey, what can I say? I'm a big Brian Kelly fan. I like BK. I think he's a really good head coach. I think he gets Jackson. He gets too much hate because, in my opinion, he's a top 10 head coach.
Ass in the big games. That's the thing. He is sucked ass at LSU. He is sucked ass.
Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing. People keep saying Bama's going to do what they did. Jackson. I mean, first off, great. Congrats, Texas A&M, and Texas A&M keep proving me right. Mike Elko, I knew the second he got this job from Duke, I said in 2 or 3 years, Jackson, A&M would win the SEC, and they might win it this year.
Damn.
So good for them.
I'm really taking you to Vegas with me, man.
Because I did, Jackson. I've said multiple shows. I've said on our show, Jeffries. I even went to Mark and said that to the man himself, and Mark even thought I was a little nuts. But here I am. A&M's proving me right. But there's still a lot of season left. As we said, let's not get the cart for the horse. But what I will say is this, Jackson. Speaking of getting the cart before the horse, people in the chat over here are saying Bama's going to smack LSU. They didn't do much smacking against South Carolina today. Now, did they?
That's because like South Carolina was a trap game, and honestly, in the preseason, I thought we would lose to South Carolina in the preseason because of like how much trouble South Carolina's given. But thank God they didn't. I was way off on my final score prediction, but I thought for a moment we were going to dominate South Carolina, especially after that Pitt sits in the first quarter. But then I took these notes for the first quarter, right? And we were outgained 128 to 11 total yards in the first quarter. But guess what? We were able to thrive. We did just fine. Although we need to do better on the running game. We need to do better at stopping the run. And if we don't stop the run, it will bite us in the ass at some point. Maybe not in the regular season, but it will bite us in the literal ass in the playoffs. Like, we got lucky. We were able to force some stops. We forced a fumble. We were able to score some touchdowns. Jeremy Bernard stepped up big time tonight. But and Keon Keeley stepped up with that game-clinching sack on Norris Sellers. I mean, like, Sellers, like, ran all over the daggone place. Like, I got to tell you, we have to do better at stopping the run. But a great win. It was a fantastic finish in Columbia, South Carolina. And you're going to be hearing a lot of people in Columbia calling for Mike Sheila to get fired. There's going to be more protests outside the window of South Carolina for Mike Sheila to go.
Here's the thing, Jackson. With this game, Bama, the South Carolina defense came to play today. That was evident from the start. And honestly, Jackson, if the pick six hadn't happened, South Carolina, it would have been like 15-7 in that game. And here's the thing. I understand a lot of people are going to look at this and say, well, South Carolina's got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. And they do, and they showed that today. But, Jackson, one thing I want to know is I know Bernard scored, but let me ask you something, Jackson. Why do you think he scored on that play instead of going down like most players would instead of kicking the field goal? Is there something going on with your all's kicker?
That's what I believe, too. Our kicking game is not looking too impressive, but that's what I'm worried about too. Because
typically they'll say, get down, get down, get down. because a lot of times, Jackson, you score, you're giving the other team a chance. And like I know South Carolina's not that team to be afraid of when it comes to that, but if you like when you play the Georgias of the world and stuff, a lot of times they'll come back and bite you. And Traveling Fools is here as well. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, Traveling Fools, how do you like that?
Traveling Fools, how you doing tonight? Let's get you over to 10,000 subs, good buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Traveling Fools, what I tell you about my boys down in the Ville? We were coming to take that Snellenberger trophy back home with us. Oh, we came to your crib and we beat you, fool. But all love, though, fool. All love, fool. I hope to meet you again in the AC title game where we'll beat you again. All love. And Wolverine Gates says, "Go Blue, big win." Steve reposted the stream. Jackson, how about it?
Appreciate it, good buddy.
Yes,
they are. Yes, they are.
Is known for bad kicking game. It cost them against LSU first time in 2011. And Auburn twice. Oh, with a kick six.
Well, Oregon. Yeah. Are we ready to go to Oregon, Wisconsin yet or no?
See, Traveling Fools is giving us props. Ha, y'all have coached this good win. Hey, listen, you ought to heard Jackson after that game. He was giving Cristobal heck, which I was being more nice than Jackson over here. But anywho, it's all fun.
Wait until you hear about what I called Hugh Freeze on the Michigan show.
Oh gosh. But yeah, good win for Bama. They've got 2 weeks to prep for LSU. South Carolina, Jackson, no rest for the weary. They go to Ole Miss next week. They go to Hotty Toddy, which we'll talk about that game more in depth later this week. Oregon struggled against Wisconsin today. Ugly win.
Man, like bad weather over in Oregon. That's what I feel like it is.
I will say this though, Jackson. Wisconsin's defense is pretty good though. I got to give them credit. I know a lot of people contribute it to the bad weather, but Wisconsin's defense is pretty good. And I know a lot of people say, "Well, Wisconsin's bad." Not their defense. Their defense is pretty good. If you watch Wisconsin, their defense isn't that bad. It's their offense and the injuries. That's what's killing them. But good win for Oregon. Good for them. Jackson, how about them rambling Yellow Jackets? 8-0 and 5-0 in ACC play. And Jackson, Georgia Tech is a couple more wins away from clinching a spot in Charlotte. How about it?
Oh, man, I'm loving that. I mean, it's huge for the Yellow Jackets and the Magic. I've been telling you about Brent Key. You want to talk about guys I've been talking about? Brent Key is him. He is getting that team places. I'm telling you, it's huge where the Yellow Jackets are going. And I think we're going to be learning. And if Pitt wins out, which we'll definitely get the Pitt later on, I think you could see Georgia Tech Pitt being that ACC title clinch spot. You know, whoever wins that game gets in the ACC title.
And I got to give Jackson props. Jackson's been on the Georgia Tech bandwagon for the last 2 years, longer than I have. I'm just now starting to get on it. Kind of like me with Texas A&M. Me and Jackson, this is how long we've known each other. One of us believes in the team more than we really should, and then when our fruits come to fruition, we give the other one credit. My team was Texas A&M, like I said. Jackson's is Georgia Tech. He's been trying to convince me Georgia Tech is going to win the ACC. They're going to be a contender under Brent Key. And I'm here to give Jackson credit because it looks like that's come to fruition. Now,
well, I mean,
they've escaped a couple games.
Oh, I mean, you got me convinced on A&M with Mike Elko, and I've got you convinced on Georgia Tech with Brent Key, and I am glad of it.
And Traveling Fool says Texas A&M looking great, going to be 12-0 in regular season more than likely. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, who's all on their schedule real fast, Jackson? You're an encyclopedia.
Well, Georgia Tech, let's go ahead and take a look at their schedule. They've got Pitt, but before that, they got to go to North Carolina State next week. They got to go to Boston College November 15th.
Mm,
Week before
going to
rivalry
BC's
week,
hard.
Pitt comes to their backyard, thank God. And on rivalry week, Black Friday is against Georgia Bulldogs. Blake Gregory, Austin, I've known each other since October 16th, 2022.
Yep. Last year was our 3-year anniversary, so to speak, since we met one another. We met after the third Saturday in October. We met
Mhm.
on a after dark show that Mark Rogers runs. And this is an interesting question, real fast, Jackson. You think Marcellus Reed might have taken the lead for Heisman?
Oh, it's anybody's at this point. It's anybody's. Marcel Reed's. It could be Diego Pavillas, Ty Simpson's, Fernando Mendoza's. It's anybody's Heisman. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like you thought it was here, there, like in 09. Oh my god, 2025 is just gonna be juggling. Who's gonna win that one?
Here's the thing. Marcellus Reed has probably played the best out of everyone you mentioned. He's been the most consistent. Ty Simpson, other than the one, he's got the one bad game on his resume. Mendoza has had a couple end games on his. And he asked, why isn't Joey Aguilar getting any Heisman love? Well, I think Joey Aguilar could be, but you got to talk to resident Bama man down there. You got to convince him.
If they win out, I think maybe he's got a case, but it's not.
And Wolverine.
So that makes both of us Wolverine Gage. That makes both of us. Are we ready to get to Ole Miss, Oklahoma?
Oh, hold on, Jackson. See, Jackson thinks because he's Batman, he could call the shots around here. Bad Jackson. Just that Jackson. Jackson, I'll have to find you $500K. Gumming. See, Jackson, this is why I don't like picking these games. Because just when I think I'm gonna Ole Miss, we both picked Ole Miss, Jackson, and they burnt us.
Ole Miss did well. I think you may have meant Oklahoma.
No, Ole Miss burnt us, Jackson, because we picked Oklahoma because Lane Kiffin normally blows it in the big games.
I know, right? It's like, good grief.
They burnt us.
It's a disco inferno.
And here's the thing, too, Jackson. So for everyone that might be new or just tuning into us, me and Jackson made a running bet on Oklahoma, too. Because me and Jackson have got this bet going. And Jackson thinks Oklahoma might be a playoff team, and they might get a 10-win season. Mm-hmm. I've been telling him all year they're 8 wins at best. And me and Jackson have both, I won't say argued or bickered, but we both had different opinions. So we each put $40 up. If Oklahoma goes 10-2 or better, I got to give Jackson $40, either in super chats or via Cash App. If they go 9-3, we agreed we'll call it a draw. And if they go 8-4 or worse, Jackson gives me $40.
Yep.
So Oklahoma's currently 6-2. So for Jackson to win the bet, Oklahoma's got to win it. Or he can hope that they lose only one more game and we just call it a draw and nobody wins. Me, I've got more to play with than Jackson in this scenario. But I will say this, though, Jackson. What is up with that Oklahoma offense, good buddy? And I'm being serious, too.
Well,
what happened to the magic that they created? I know the tier is getting right again, but my goodness.
I think it's bad clock management by Oklahoma, honestly. I think they're not using it correctly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jackson, even their defense doesn't look as good as it did. And looking at what Oklahoma has coming up, Jackson, they've got Tennessee, Bama, LSU, all coming down the stretch.
And Missouri.
And and Missouri. Jackson, those are all, well, Missouri lost Purdue today, which we'll get to that. 3 of those, Jackson, have really good offenses that could score, especially 2 of them. And I think if Oklahoma doesn't get this right, Jackson, I feel like Oklahoma, Jackson, Brent Venables, all his good work that he's done, he might be getting another vote of confidence if it goes down.
Oh, Brent Venables is fine, honestly. I think he's fine.
Jackson, you think if they go 8-4 after what was a promising start,
they're not going to go 8. I promise you, they're not going 8-4.
Okay, Jack. See, this is why we make bets, folks, because me and Jackson, they're going to go 8-4, Jackson.
No, they're not. I'm telling you, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Hoping they do.
They're going to lose.
You're wishing that. You're hoping that. You're wishing to the fairy godmother who goes bippity boppity boo that Oklahoma will go 8-4, and they're not going to. You're hoping that that fairy godmother will go Zalakadoo, the bitch you go do the bippity boppity boo. Put it together to what do we got? Bippity boppity bippity boppity 8-4. Yeah, not happening. Not happening.
8-4.
No, they're not. I'm telling you, they're not.
Jackson, they're going to go 8-4. They ain't going 10-2. You ain't winning this son of a gun. Either I'm going to win or we're going to draw. Because they're thank you. Somebody has some common sense around here. See, Jackson wants to talk about me simping for LSU and Penn State, Mr. Simping for Oklahoma over here.
This is why I have fun doing these shows, man. It's like we have these fun discussions. But
Jackson, we got off on the Oklahoma rant. We haven't even given Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss their due credit yet.
Oh my God! Like, did you see that post-game interview? Like, that was awesome. But where he was just like saying, where he was like, "Oh, this guy was running his mouth, this, that, and the other," and he's talking about the Oklahoma guy, and it was like, wow, gotta give Lane Kiffin his flowers, man. Yeah.
Here's the thing too, Jackson. Ole Miss's defense today, Jackson, stepped up big when they needed it most. I know they gave up 26 points, but they made the plays when they counted. And Jackson, with this victory today, are we thinking Ole Miss is a playoff team?
Yes. Question is, are they good enough to get to the SEC title game? That's going to be the question.
Well, like you said, Jackson, they're in a position where they need some help. They need
Georgia to lose. They don't play Vanderbilt. The 1 year that they don't play Vanderbilt. Good grief.
Which we'll get to Vandy here in a minute. but that's one of them, Jackson. I think Ole Miss, Jackson, like you said, could they compete for the SEC? Sure. But they need Georgia to lose, and they need to win out. And Ole Miss, they got South Carolina next week. I mean, it's at home. They should win, but Lane Kiffin has had a few stinkers here and there. Like against Washington State, he's due for another one. But overall, they should enjoy this victory. They went to a tough road environment, got it done. Good for Ole Miss. And Jackson, Lane Kiffin might be in the running for Coach of the Year. I know we're talking about Heisman stuff. If Lane Kiffin gets this team to 10-11 wins in an SEC title game, maybe even a playoff win, he could win Coach of the Year. After everything he lost from last year.
We'll wait and see.
But we'll wait and see. I mean, the Oklahoma bet, that's still on running between me and Jackson.
But
we'll keep you up to that. Jackson, Miami bounced back against Stanford after a slow first half. They bounced back, put it back together. Would you like to say any nice words about Miami? Since we have a Miami contingent here.
Nice win by Miami. Stanford, you suck. Goodbye.
Oh, we have a question. Do you think Lane is heading to Florida?
I think the question.
You put me on the spot.
as well. Does LSU decide to pull the trigger on Brian Kelly? And if he does Lane
You
Kiffin
got
try to
Travel
think about
Fools
going to
giggling.
LSU? And by the way, Florida, please take Lincoln Riley. No, because then Lincoln Riley will ruin the Florida State rivalry. No. So, okay, LSU,
I
go get
think
Lincoln Riley.
go get Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley's a threat
Oh,
to
God.
college football democracy by ruining USC.
Oh, my gosh.
That's no time for another day.
But to his
I'm
question,
gonna have
though,
fun ripping on Lincoln Riley, man.
oh, Jesus. Yeah. For our USC people out here, I don't take responsibility for what comes out of his mouth.
Nope, all me. But in all seriousness, Lane Kiffin to Florida.
I'm going to say no, because I think he's building something in Ole Miss, and I think if they win 10 games, I think they might offer him some more money, and I think he'll stick around.
I think Alex Golish could leave South Florida for Florida. I mean, that I could see that happening. Hell no, I wouldn't, but I would not.
Jackson said be honest.
You should have heard my conversation with Austin when Nick Saban retired, where I was like, I actually two guys that I thought Alabama should get: Dan Lanning or Kalen DeBoer. I thought they would try to get Lane Kiffin because, like, Lane Kiffin's got that huge ego of wanting to, replace the successor, because he did that with USC, and I felt like he would try to do it again. But luckily, we got Kalen DeBoer, which I'm pretty happy with the DeBoer era. I mean, I don't know why some people are unhappy about it, but it's fine. The DeBoer era is more than fine. I mean, hell, he's got his own iconic thing, the black hoodie. I mean, like, Saban has the Stahl hat. Bear Bryant's got the houndstooth hat. And I think we can say Kalen DeBoer's iconic trope is the black hoodie. Oh, God.
Okay. Real fast, Jackson. Real fast before we get to this. He says, I want your top 5 players to choose for as finalists for Heisman, except make it 3 quarterbacks, 1 receiver, 1 running back. Okay, this is easy for me. The three for me is Marcellus Reed, Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, Isaac Brown from Louisville, and the receiver. There's been quite a few good receivers. Jeremy Bernard from Bama. What do you think, Jackson?
Well, I'm gonna go with Ty Simpson, Diego Pavia, Fernando Mendoza as my 3 QBs. Jeremiah Smith's my 1 receiver, and here's a running back that I know 1-2 is gonna love. LJ Martin from BYU.
That's a good pick, yeah.
Man,
that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I was torn between Jeremiah Love and LJ Martin, and LJ Martin had him beat by the tongue.
Listen, Jackson,
to the finish line.
I know you didn't say this, Jackson, but Jeremy Bernard, he's been playing lights out this year. He very well could be a Heisman candidate. I think he's been playing like one. I mean, he does everything for Bama. He runs, he throws. There isn't anything you all don't ask him to do that he can't do. No. He's a 5-tool player. Speaking of 5-tool players, Jackson, Diego Pavia and them Commodores.
Go, Diego, go.
Yes, go, Diego, go. And Jackson College Game Day was in town. I remember that show as a kid. My sister made me watch it.
Well, you can watch a college football equivalent of it with Diego Pavia.
Yeah, perfect. We just made a sponsor. But Jackson, game day was in town for this game, and I know. As you say, game day is not what it used to be, but this was huge for Vanderbilt. They're getting national recognition. And Jackson, listen, for as much as Diego made a mention in that interview with Feinbaum and everyone else, when he made the mention, he said Vanderbilt's going to be playing for the national championship in January, and everyone just kind of laughed at him, right? Jackson, are we in a world? I'm being dead serious when I ask this. Is there a world where Vandy could be playing in the playoffs for
I
for
thought
the
we
right thing?
already were. I mean, Vanderbilt is basically a playoff team. I mean, shoot. They beat the living hell out of Virginia Tech at Lane Stadium, scored 34 unanswered points on those boys in week 2. They beat the living crap out of South Carolina. Yeah, they lost to Alabama, but they showed their worth against LSU, and they stopped Missouri short in that Hail Mary pass. Do I think Vanderbilt's a playoff team? Yeah, I thought we were gonna have it. I thought we already were talking about
No,
it
I'm
already.
talking not playoffs, Jackson. I'm talking about winning the whole thing because
Hell
Diego
no. Hell no.
Jackson, try telling that man that, Jackson, because every press conference, everyone always asks him, says, "Are you being serious? Do you actually think you can win a championship here?" And that man believes it, Jackson. He believes they can beat Ohio State. They can beat any team they put in front of. Diego Pavia has no fear, Jackson. No, Skate Rat. I haven't lost my mind. Mr. Pavia has lost his mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only repeating what that man has said. Like, don't shoot the messenger. Messenger. Diego Pavia has gone on record and said Vanderbilt can win a national championship. It's all over the place. He's even mentioned that they could beat Ohio State, that they could beat Indiana. He's mentioned all this. Heck, he even was saying they could beat Alabama by 3 scores. That kid does not lack confidence.
I will say,
Jackson's just like, I got no words.
did anybody see like that Hail Mary pass between Missouri and Vanderbilt? And I swear, coming up an inch short has been like the topic of the world of college football today. Like it just has been.
Let this happen. Please let this happen. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. You give Jackson all the gifts he wants, right? Let me have a Vandy, Indiana national championship. That'd be
What
so
gifts am
good.
I getting? Like, what gifts did I get? I don't know what I got.
Oh, you got the return of Miami, Florida.
Yeah, but I don't get to see that every year. That's the thing.
But you got that in return, Jackson, for being a good boy. I mean,
I want to see that every year in college football.
She said Jackson. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
do
sorry. Go
not
ahead.
let
My apologies.
don't yeah.
She said, oh, Jackson. She said.
There we go. Now we're back on the rails. We're back on the rails. We're reeling it back in. We're reeling it back in. Don't make Austin go off the rails.
Okay, go ahead, Jackson. Let me mute myself.
Yeah, you're making him giggle, chat. So we got to keep him in business. Anyway, so this Missouri Vanderbilt game, fantastic finish by the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Okay. I think I'm done now. Dave, that's why I love you to death. You're one of my favorites. Just for that. But good win for Vanderbilt though. Jackson, unfortunately for Missouri, they had some heart crushing stuff.
No.
Bo Perdue, oh, I mean, Jackson, did you see what happened to him?
Yeah, it hurt.
That, um, yeah, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the chat. He says,
It's something I
what
said.
do
Don't know. Hmm.
I promise you, Dave's here. I've had nothing but water today. I don't drink. I don't do none of that. I'm straight edge. I promise. I just like to have a good time. I just have
Man.
joy for life. Just ask Jackson. I'm very
Yeah,
childish.
he's right. He's bound to have a good time for a long time.
Yes. But Jackson, going forward, can Missouri still win 9 games, or is that hope gone?
I'm not saying it's gone, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they could beat Arkansas, and I think they could beat Mississippi State. But do I see them beating Texas A&M or Oklahoma? Not sure.
Definitely not A&M, but Oklahoma maybe if it's not in Boomer Sooner country. But
Oh,
good
it's
win
in
for.
Boomer Sooner country.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I
you're
won't say
screwed,
write it
Missouri.
off. I won't say write it off, but they're not going to be favored.
Nope, they
But
suck.
Jackson, let's
Bye-bye,
get to a little
Missouri.
Big 12. Let's get to a little Big 12 action.
Man, BYU,
BYU.
my God, they dominated Iowa State. They smoked them like a chimney and drank them like a fish.
Whoa, no, Jackson, you got that wrong. Iowa State was dominating, and then BYU picked it up. This is where I'll give credit. Iowa State Jackson played a very good football game for 3 quarters. And then BYU's defense with the pick six to seal it, Bear Buchanan with the launch that would eventually tie the game. BYU Jackson is on a collision course with Texas Tech for the Big 12. And 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 yes, 1-2, I'm giving him props. He says, stop disrespecting BYU. Great teams, not good, great, find a way to win. BYU is 19 to going back to last season, only lost by 4 or 5 points in those two. Here's the thing. Is BYU a great team? I don't know. Because
I would
I want to
say
see.
yes. I mean, if you can win in
I
Ames,
want to.
Iowa, you can win anywhere.
Here's the thing, though, Jackson, and let me ask you something. Do you think BYU could go to LSU or go to Oklahoma or go to Bama or go to Indiana
Oh,
and
they
win
could
those
beat the
games?
hell out of LSU. That I do know.
What about your boys at Bama, Jackson? Do you think they could go to
No.
Bama and win?
No, they couldn't win at Bama. Bama would chew them up.
Okay.
But I will say if Alabama, BYU were playing one another, let's just say I would have a really good show planned on Alabama to voice college football. Whoops, shameless promotion. Anyway, BYU, one team makes an excellent point. You know, BYU's true freshman quarterback Bear Botmeyer, one of only 4 in the history of college football, start 8-4. And you remember when I said in the preseason when Ratloff was kicked out, I told people, I don't see BYU going down. I don't see them going down at all.
Yeah.
Because it was like, so he's the starting quarterback. What about everybody else on the lineup? You know, I mean, what if they got the Nets man up line mentality? Because it's like one guy does not make the team, and the BYU Cougars have shown that throughout the 2025 season.
Here's the thing, Jackson. I think for me personally, that's not why I was, I guess you would call it, doubting BYU. That's not why I was. Jackson, BYU is the equivalent of the Minnesota Vikings to me. Meaning, a lot of years they'll win close games, kind of like the Vikings do. But then, Jackson, they'll eventually find their way to lose these games. And here's the thing, Jackson, the law of average is telling you that BYU is due to lose a couple of these games, just like the Vikings did. And no, I don't dislike BYU. I don't have a problem with BYU. I just Yes, I understand 19-2, but the law average eventually comes back around. So I'm just saying. He says that's not luck. It kind of is because the Vikings went 13-5 that year, or excuse me, 13-4, and then when they played the Giants in the playoffs, they got their butt handed to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is a throwback comment. BYU is okay, but they're no 1984. What a throwback comment to anyone that knows.
Oh yeah, Chris Foot from the voice of college football.
Austin would pick School the Blind over the Cougars. Listen, listen here. I don't have a problem with BYU. I really do not, guys. I'm not buying the BYU hype. They are the Minnesota Vikings of college football. They are going to break your heart when you least expect it. They keep winning these close games. They keep winning and winning and winning. Eventually, it's going to catch up with them because it always does. You can't keep living on the edge and flying too close to the sun and expect not to get away with it. Just admit it. You hate the Mormons. No. I don't hate no Mormons, Dave. I accept everybody. Who has better wins, Georgia Tech or BYU? And he says, you believe Georgia Tech. Why? Here's why, and here we go again. I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole, but we're going down this rabbit hole. Here's the thing. I'm believing in Georgia Tech because they are showing me more than BYU is right now. And what I mean by that is they've gone through the fire, they've taken their lumps, and they have found a way to keep coming back up. Whereas BYU hasn't taken their lumps yet. They haven't shown me what happens when adversity hits them. They keep winning, yes. They hit adversity today, yes. That's all well and good. But what happens when they lose 2 or 3 or go through a rough patch? Does their team falter or do they stay together? And Jackson will even tell you this. It took me the longest time to get Georgia Tech for me to believe in Georgia Tech. Just ask Jackson how much I fought him on his Georgia Tech.
A long ass time. I mean, I was buying into Georgia Tech last season when I was talking with Alex Dono from Locked On Canes and Locked On ACC. Like before the season started, I'm buying the hype on Georgia Tech, and I'll be honest, I'm buying what BYU's selling this season.
See, Jackson, here's the thing. I'm not buying the BYU hype. And 1-2, I've seen plenty of BYU games. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that this is just a Big 12 hate fest. I don't hate anything, guys. Let me put that out there right now. I don't hate anything. Hate's a bad word to me. I dislike things. That's all. Like, hate is not the word I use. We're going to rise above it, and we're going to say dislike. Do you think
answer this question? Yes. Now, Iowa State, their Big 12 title hopes are over, unfortunately, for them. Injuries have just hurt them.
And unfortunately, Jackson, I feel bad for Rocco Beck because the dude's a gamer. But his dream of getting them Big 12 title is gone. Because after this year, he's out of eligibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rocco Beck came back just for that, Jackson, and it's gone. Now, they could still have a 9-win season and make a bowl game, of course, and make a good bowl game. But he came back to win the Big 12, and that might be considered a failure. But good win for BYU, gutsy win. Speaking of Texas Tech, Jackson, what about them Red Raiders bouncing back?
Oh, Lord.
What do you think, Jackson?
Oklahoma State has no life. I was a little bit off on the final score. I had Texas Tech winning 48-7. I was a little bit off on that.
What did I have?
Oh heck, if I know.
What I have like, um, but good
We
win for
should really
Texas
write
Tech.
these down.
Oh, yes, we should. We're bad at this, but that's okay. People still come and watch
Virginia,
us, so we
North
must not be.
Carolina. That was a fantastic finish.
Jackson, I don't know what you watched, but that was not no fantastic finish. That was who wanted to lose that game more. Oh my gosh. North Carolina kept giving it away, and then Virginia's like, "Oh no, we
An
want you to win, Bill
inch
Belichick."
short. Like, my God, like he was just a bit outside.
Like Jackson, is Virginia just gonna keep on winning their way to the AC title game? Just keep
Honestly,
winning,
oh my God, like Virginia. Oh my God, like I feel like their
Jackson. Be
luck
honest with
will
me,
run out eventually. I feel like it could run out
Jackson.
against Cal. It could run out against Duke. It could run out at home
Let me
against Virginia or Virginia Tech. I'm going to be honest. Virginia,
be honest with me, Jackson. Is Louisville's ACC title hopes dead?
no, they just need Virginia. They need Virginia to either lose 2 games or they need Georgia Tech to lose a game.
Jackson, at this point, I don't think Virginia's going to lose one. They got a freaking horseshoe.
Well, I got a question for you. You think
What's
Pitt's
that?
ACC title hopes are dead, which we'll get to them in a bit.
Oh, that's right, because we did beat Pitt. You're right. You're right.
I
See,
mean,
this is a cluster mark, Jackson. This is what the Big 12 and ACC is all about. But good win for Virginia, though. Jackson, how about them volunteers? What about it?
oh man, well, Kentucky
Like this
sucks.
conference?
They're ready to they just want to be put out of their misery already. That's Kentucky for you. Whereas Tennessee, good win for the Vols. Nice rebound.
Jackson, their offense, Jackson. I know it was against Kentucky, but their offense bounced back nicely. I can't wait for Oklahoma, Tennessee next week. That's probably where game day is probably going to go. If I had to guess, I know
Care.
Jackson. You don't care.
They can go
I know.
wherever they want to.
Jackson, just remember though, business ties when you talk about game. Jackson, what a thrilling! This was an underrated game. I don't know how many people watched this because of what the 3:30 window was, or 2:30 window, or
The 6:45
window.
window.
12:30 window was if you're on the West Coast. Jackson, Memphis with a stunning comeback. Thus, they now hold the keys to the American in their hands. What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool right there. And don't forget, there's Navy. Don't forget about Navy. Because Navy's one of the huh?
And Tulane.
And North Texas.
But this is a major win for Memphis after getting stunned by UAB with an interim head coach, and then to come back and win. Good win for Memphis, Jackson. They showed a lot of guts today. As for South Florida, they can still win the American. They're not dead by no means, but now they are going to need Memphis to lose another game, and then they're going to have to win out.
Yeah. But I think South Florida can get it done. I mean, it's like they do need to win out, no doubt. Yes. Navy has to play Notre Dame on November 8th. But here's the thing. Navy has to go to North Texas next Saturday. North Texas is looking like a perfect trap game for Navy.
Yes. And they have to play Notre Dame.
And
Notre Dame will play.
Guess what else? They got to play South Florida. And on Thanksgiving night, they got to go to Memphis. And, you know, if they were to win those conference games, they get in the American Athletic, right? You win that, but let's not forget, you got Army.
Yes. Now, that's the interesting thing about that, Jackson. That's where the whole monkey wrench comes in at. In my opinion, that's where the whole monkey wrench
Oh,
of
honestly,
that.
Navy would still be in the playoffs even if they lost to Army, if they won the American Athletic Conference, honestly. I know
Well,
it's
because
weird,
Jackson,
but that's what it is.
I mean, it's one of them. Jackson, they were talking about it last year. If that affects anything, and the committee says since the rankings come out after before that game, that game essentially is for pride. So if one of them were a playoff team, they would still be a playoff team. Um, and like Dave said, Army really doesn't count though. The Army Navy game is played so late that the bowl committee, the playoff committee, doesn't even count. Exactly.
Are we ready to talk about your boys?
Yes. He asked this Tuesday. This Tuesday will be the first. No.
Not exactly
2 weeks.
this. Yeah, not
2 weeks,
this
right?
Tuesday, but it's coming real soon, I promise you. It's gonna be
Is it
Tuesday, November
November
4th.
9th?
November 4th.
Wait. Yes. So 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. But he said, did I watch the game? What do you think? Did I watch the game? Well, actually, I was double watching. I watched the Nuggets and Suns on the big TV, and I put Louisville on the computer. I was double watching both of my teams tonight. Jackson, they scared me there for a minute. I thought Boston College scored that touchdown, and it was like 10-0, and I got scared. I mean 10-7, excuse me. I got scared. I was like, oh no. Here.
I did say Boston College put a scare into Louisville for a little bit, because not so much of Boston College itself, but because of the week after Louisville gets a big win. Or
Yes,
basically
Jeff Brom. Go for it.
I warned about this on Locked On West Virginia Friday night, I believe. I warned about this very moment, that you would see Boston College trying to keep it close with Louisville. And they were. I was a little bit off on the final score, but this is what I counted on. So if you're
I think I said 34-20
against BC, that was not happening.
No, here's the thing with this game. Normally, after a big win, Jeff Brom, and even dating back to his days at Purdue, his track record reads he either wins that game very close that he shouldn't, or he loses that game. And in the last couple of years, we went to Pitt, rainy night, 2 pick sixes, and we lose by 10. And last year, we lose to Stanford by a field goal because of a dumb decision. I'm not going to get into that right now. But we got it done though, Jackson. Isaac Brown. So Isaac Brown got it done, rushed for over 200 yards total. And he put the game on ice at the end. Jackson, we looked really good for the second half. First half, we got a little bit of a scare, but good win. We're going to Blacksburg next week on the CW. I'm not looking forward to playing on the CW because we know what happens there. But good win. I'm proud of our guys for not letting that game get to our head. And everything we want is still in front of us. We could still make the ACC title game. We've got SMU coming down the road. We've still got Clemson. Everything is still in front of us that we want and dream of and hope for. It's still there. And speaking of coaches of ours, Scott Satterfield, Jackson, how dare we forget Cincinnati's in the running for the Big 12 title game? How can we forget about that, Jackson? What? Steve, listen here. Listen here, Mr. Steve Weiser or Steven. Listen here. The ACC pom-poms. What do you mean? Of course I'm going to be waving the ACC pom-pom. That's my team, Steve. Just like you wave the pom-poms for the Big Ten. See, and I've even got my Louisville merch on. Thank you very much. So I'm going to wave the Louisville pom-pom, Steve Weiser. Anywho, I don't know why I just got hostile, but I did. But Jackson, what do you think about Cincinnati beating Baylor?
I mean, Cincinnati's beating a bunch of terrible teams or teams that are beat up. Baylor's pretty terrible. I mean, are we ready to pump back up on the Dave Aranda hot seat train, or do we want to wait another week at least?
Maybe one more week. Maybe one. Give him one more loss, and then we'll talk about it. But Jackson, Cincinnati's 7-1, and they're 5-0. They're right there with Tech and BYU, in the Big 12. I mean, BYU and Cincinnati are the only two undefeated teams in the Big 12 in conference play. So Jackson, what? Let me ask you something, Jackson, real fast. If Satterfield wins the Big 12, does that change your mind at all?
He would have to repeat it to really change my mind.
What? Jack, see, you talk about me. See, I've been trying to tell Jackson Scott Satterfield's a good head coach for 5 years now. Well, not 5 years, 3 years since we've known one another. And him winning his conference still wouldn't convince Jackson. You cannot tell me this man has.
Oh man, that guy gave you Stockholm syndrome, man.
See, listen here. You all want to call me out for disliking BYU. Call Jackson out for his bias. Okay? Let's treat everyone equal here. Thank you. But anywho, Mr. Satterfield, the doubter. That's okay, Jackson. When Cincinnati wins the Big 12,
on the bright side, maybe we could see a Pop-Tarts Bowl between Cincinnati and Louisville if this happens. Let me
No.
see.
I don't want to play Cincinnati.
Oh yes, you should. That would be an ultimate Christmas gift.
No.
You get to reunite the keg of nails, man. You get to put Cincinnati in their place. Like, don't you want to play Cincinnati on an annual basis again? What on football and basketball? I think that'd be awesome.
I mean, I could do it without it as long as we play Kentucky. I'm good. But Jackson,
oh man,
Texas.
Wait until I get to the point. Wait until I go work for Josh Pate to be making the schedules, man.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna have Louisville play Cincinnati, Memphis, and Kentucky every year.
Oh Lord! But Jackson, Texas keeps winning. They went to the cowbell and survived again.
Oh man, like Texas, like good God.
Jackson, and they got a date next week with Vandy. I can't wait.
They gotta beat Vandy, they gotta beat Georgia, they gotta beat Arkansas and Texas A&M to make sure they still got a playoff spot.
Jackson, at this point, they're just trying to see if they can make the SEC title game. I mean,
if you make it to the SEC title game, you get in the playoffs automatically. That's just how it goes.
Here's the thing, Jackson. Do you think they would leave out a 9-3 Texas?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Really?
You go 9-3, you're
okay.
Done. I think you've been watching too much of that crap from Cam Newton on First Take. I mean, just because he played college football doesn't mean he knows college football.
So Jackson, if you tell me if you're a 9-3 team, you're not going to make the playoffs in any conference? Okay, interesting.
But your win, but if you are getting in as a 9-3 team, your wins better look damn good. You better have some damn good wins, my friend. You better have some strength of victory, my friend.
Well, Texas doesn't have that at the moment.
I mean,
Texas does not have that.
Cam Newton saying they should have like 8 SEC teams in the playoffs or stuff like that. I'm like, okay, dude, you're smoking too much. I think Joy Taylor's butt has been in your face a little too long.
What? Okay, well, Jackson, he did.
I think Cam Newton's had too much booty butt.
Jackson, he did say an 8-4 SEC team should at least be considered for the playoffs.
Well,
That
Cam,
tells you where his
Cam
mind's at.
Newton's a dumbass. Like he's funny as hell, but he's a complete dumbass. Like nobody should have him as a committee member. I promise you.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
you
too
should,
funny.
Blake. You should
Jackson,
watch. You should watch like some of the stuff he was saying on First Take. I'm like, no, no. Like even if he was at Bama and he's saying that crap, I'm like, no. I don't
Jackson,
care where you're from.
Washington gets it done at home against Illinois and Jackson. Are we ready to say Illinois might have been a bit overhyped?
Yes. Yes, we are. Illinois was overhyped as hell. I mean, yeah, they won a good one against USC. They couldn't win a good. They couldn't. They got smacked by Indiana. They got smacked by Ohio State, and they got smacked at Washington. Now,
they got Rutgers.
Can we say Washington is that fourth place team in the Big Ten that possibly gets in the playoffs?
If they keep winning, yes, because they would have a win over Oregon if they do. And that would be a good win, especially if Oregon makes the Big Ten title game. I mean, Jackson, they're playing really good football.
I kind of feel like we could see Oregon, Washington be that NBC Saturday night game where it's like Washington's 9-2 and Oregon's 10-1.
Mm-hmm. And it could be in a playoff elimination game. Who knows? Game day might go there.
Nah, game day will be at Ohio State, Michigan, like they always are. NBC will have Washington, Oregon, and CBS.
Wait, Jackson, time out. Here's the thing, though. Game day didn't go to Ohio State, Michigan last year. They went to Texas A&M.
Yeah, because Texas A&M returned. So that's the thing. And thank you for Texas A&M returning last year. I love it, love it, love it. Oh my God.
Yes, and we're about ready to get to that as we talk about it. Houston, Arizona State, Jackson. And like Blake says, no one has talked about Houston. Yes. Jackson he put me on to Houston a little bit because he told me when they hired Willie Fritz that was going to be a great hire and that Houston might be contending for Big 12 titles. Not anytime in the near future. He said give it 3 to 5 years. But Jackson, Connor Wegman, the transfer from A&M, has found himself a place where he is wanted. And Houston going to Tempe, Arizona, a great win for Houston. Jackson, we're at the point now where Cincinnati, Houston, BYU, Tech those are your 4 horses in the Big 12. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good. But they are going to need some magic on BYU Cincinnati, although I think that's more likely to happen for Cincinnati, and they'll need BYU to beat Texas Tech. That's what I think they'll need to happen. Houston's going to have to pull for Utah against Cincinnati, and they're going to have to pull for one of 3 opponents, Arizona, BYU, or TCU against Texas Tech.
And he asked, did you all cover CU Utah? Yes. There was nothing to cover. Coach Prime is getting his butt kicked. There's your analogy. Have fun with it. Jackson, the Paul Bunyan Trophy stays in Ann Arbor with a 31-20 victory.
Sloppy for Michigan. Like, I don't know what to say.
I mean, Michigan got it done, Jackson. Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall. Jackson. Justice Haynes, the former Bama man, ran for 152 and had 2 tubs. I mean, Jackson, he is what's keeping this Michigan offense afloat because Bryce Underwood on the road is not very good at the moment. And Jackson, when he's at home, Bryce Underwood can play with anybody. But when he goes out on the road, he shows his freshman side of himself. Mm-hmm. But that running game, Jackson, is what's keeping Michigan winning. And Blake says Michigan isn't good, guys.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jack? Would you say Michigan isn't good?
Well, I think they're saving their best stuff for Ohio State. I think that's what's happening is it's going to be closer than it should be against Purdue. It's going to be closer than it should be against Northwestern and Maryland, but they're going to bring their A game in the big house against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Especially because when you see a 9-2 Michigan team against an unbeaten Ohio State team, they're going to want to swing their area around at the Ohio State Buckeyes. Especially keep that winning streak going. Move it over to 5 straight wins. And honestly, if it would, oh my God, that'd be an interesting spot because like Michigan already lost in conference play once. And Michigan's 9-2. Oregon is 10-1. And Ohio State is unbeaten. We would have an interesting scenario because Indiana is going to be unbeaten. There's no question about it. So we'd be looking at Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan. And if Michigan beats Ohio State, would they get in the Big Ten title? That would be a big question right there. And that's not all. That's not all. They would get in the playoffs, no doubt. But the only question would be do they get in the Big Ten title with a victory over Ohio State if they're winning out the rest of the season? We could see that. But as for little brother, as the Michigan guys, Michigan Voice College Football say, screw little brother.
Poor Michigan. Poor Jonathan Smith Jackson. I feel so bad for him.
I think he was desperate to leave for any place because it was like Oregon State was basically, he saw where things were heading and he was like, okay, screw it, I'm going to Michigan State. It's like leaving someone for somebody that looks better. Well, just because somebody looks better than your current significant other does not mean they're good for you. That doesn't mean that. Oregon State may not be the hot girl, but Oregon State's the one that's cooking for you, cleaning for you, and fixing your tire and washing your favorite undies. Michigan State is hot. But hot doesn't mean everything. That's the thing, though. We're seeing that, and it's not really working out for Jonathan Smith. And I think this has the same effect of Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. And I think we're seeing that with Jonathan Smith. And obviously, Smith is not a bad coach. I just think he picked bad timing. He should have just waited for the Washington job if he was that hell-bent on leaving, honestly. She giving you the got. That's funny. But yeah, I know it's kind of like a weird analogy, but it was the best one I could come up with at 1:00 in the morning. Nebraska, a tight one.
Is bowl eligible?
Huh?
I said Nebraska's bowl eligible, and I picked Nebraska, but they almost blew it, though. They almost blew it, but good win for the Huskers.
You know how Nebraska was losing close games constantly under Scott Frost, where it's like every game that was close, they
They're
lost.
starting to win a few.
Exactly. Like the first season, you're seeing a little bit of that. It's like, crap, they've still got that Scott Frost curse. And then 2024, some of it is going away. Some of you're seeing more of that, right? Oh, they still got that Scott Frost curse. But I told a lot of people the turning point would be when they ended the losing streak against Wisconsin last season. I know it's not that impressive, but it was a good win. That Boston College win in last season. I know, not that impressive, but still though, it's something. Matt Rule is getting them going. I know that they didn't beat Michigan. I know that. I know they look terrible at Minnesota, but they are bowl eligible again. Can they win out the rest of the regular season? I think it's a possibility, but I know they could beat Iowa. I know they could beat Penn State. I know they could beat UCLA. But I feel like every game that they're in that's close, it's gonna end in a victory. That's what I believe will be happening for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Kind of like how every close game was a loss under Scott Frost. Well, every close game under Matt Rule is a win. We saw that in week 1 against Cincinnati. That win just keeps getting better and better each week. We saw that against Maryland. We saw that today against Northwestern. And I think we're going to see it again for the rest of the season. That I do know for
Jackson Rutgers gets a season-saving win against Purdue.
Well, before we get
they
to
got
Rutgers,
Minnesota
how you
next
feeling
week.
about Northwestern? I forgot to ask. You don't care that much about Northwestern, do you?
Not really. I mean, here's the thing, Jackson, with Northwestern, real fast. I mean, they're 5-3, so they'll more than likely win another game or two, and they'll be 7-5. I mean, they're a good football team in the Big Ten. I don't think they're a bad football team. They're not a team. They got the win over Penn State, but Penn State is dog. This is true as well. Not even Northwestern cares about not even Northwestern cares about Northwestern. That's true, Dave. That's true. But I still think they'll be fine, Jackson. I think David Braun is a good head coach, and he'll get it wrong. Now, on to this real fast, Jackson. Rutgers gets a season-saving win, and Jay Patel kicks the game winner. And Jackson, Rutgers just needs 2 wins now to get it done.
Is it possible? That's the question. Well, Maryland does suck, so there's that. Illinois is.
It's a possibility.
My God.
Jackson, they're not Penn State's a possibility.
State. Well, Penn State needs to rot.
I won't say
not on Pitt on an annual basis.
Here's the thing, Jackson. The good thing about the Ohio State game, it is before rivalry week, so Rutgers could play them close.
Oh, they will. They will. And what's going to happen
because it's rivalry week.
Oh, yeah. That's what will happen.
Michigan will play their opponent close, too. It happens to both of them, Jackson. Like, for people that don't understand why we're saying this, if you look at the history, it's always before a big rivalry game. A lot of these bigger teams play their opponents close. Like today, Bama played South Carolina close because they were kind of looking ahead to LSU maybe a little bit.
Nah, I doubt that.
Jackson, I don't know. I do think Bama cares about playing LSU just a tad bit, just a little bit, because even Coach Saban said they got fired up for those games. Now, I know Coach Saban might be saying that just to get it because, but oh, that is bad, Dave. Why did you say that? Jackson, maybe the stunner of the day. Wake Forest stuns SMU.
For the first time since November 17th, 2022. Or in SMU's case, for the first time in forever, they have lost a conference game in the regular season. The streak has ended as Wake Forest has ended it. Now,
Jackson, do you think this was a look ahead to Miami?
I believe it was. That Wake Forest caught them looking ahead. I mean, that game-winning field goal, my God, that was a fantastic finish.
Jackson, they're not bowl eligible yet, but I think we owe Wake an apology. We owe them I'm sorry. Because Jackson,
God. We don't owe everybody an apology that we doubt. I mean, like, everybody else doesn't do that. So it's like, no worries.
Well, here's the thing, though, Jackson. We had this team winning 2 games in the regular season. 2,
yeah,
both of us.
We can say good job and move on. That's just what we do.
What? No, Jackson. When we're wrong, we need to apologize. We owe Wake an apology. We thought they were going to be.
When you're wrong, yes, but when you make like a prediction that's not good that everybody is made, you just kind of go, moving on.
But we were wrong, though, Jackson. We were wrong.
We did nothing
Jackson,
wrong.
you gotta learn to say sorry, good buddy.
We didn't take a blowtorch and like burn them out of their village. Like, good grief. We just
But
like that.
Jackson,
We didn't believe in Wake Forest. Nobody does. Nobody believes in Wake Forest. Chat, what do you think?
Jackson, maybe we should. Jackson, maybe we
You
should
don't
with
have to
Jamie
always say
Dicker.
sorry every 5 minutes. Like, good grief.
You know what? Wake Forest, if you're watching this, ignore Jackson. I will apologize for my wrongdoing. I am so sorry, Wake Forest, for doubting you and the culture that is being built over there. Wake Forest football is very good this year. They're better than I thought. They're ahead of schedule under Jamie Dicker. I'm so sorry about that.
See?
This is probably true. Not even Wake Forest believes
But I am
in Wake
impressed
Forest.
with Wake Forest. I will give them that. I will give Wake Forest that. And I did warn everyone. I did warn a lot of people, especially on Lockdown West Virginia. This would be a trap
Upset.
game, and don't be surprised if Wake Forest did upset SMU because they're catching them looking ahead to Miami. So that's as close as you're gonna get with me.
Jackson, Kansas State
No,
keeps winning.
yikes! My dick
We
don't
both
let
picked
me
K-State,
straight.
Jackson.
Oh, this sucks. Is Kansas ever going
Jackson,
to end this losing streak? I mean, am I going to be in hospice by the time this happens or no?
Jackson, even when Kansas State's dealing with injuries and everything gone wrong, they still find a way to win this game. A good win for Chris Kleiman and company. And Kansas State, Jackson, believe it or not, is still has a chance to make the Big 12 title game if they get some help. That's where we're at. Because even with 2 losses, they still have a slight chance. It's very slim. All right. Now with the my gosh. Did you watch any of this?
No. Auburn, Arkansas, the sleaze bag roll. Yes, I did.
Jackson. Arkansas got a pick 6, Jackson, and it was like 24-7, and then they still lose it. And I'm just sitting here thinking, what am I watching? And they were trying to say on the announcement today that Auburn's a good team, Jackson.
Well, they're smoking, so I mean, they have to say that crap. I mean, oh my god, they have to say.
They literally said Auburn and Arkansas are good teams, and I'm like, come on, y'all. I know you have to say that.
Could
for
they
your
go
network.
sit into it? Could Auburn go sit into the ACC? That's my question to you, Austin.
It's a possibility.
But they'd somehow screw it up.
Oh, do you think Auburn fires Freeze? Which
I think all they want from Hugh Freeze is can he get us to a bowl game this season? And he'll get that vote. It's like, oh my god! Like you saw me like having some fun with Hugh Freeze on my Jack Stone episode, Coach Birds, and on Michigan at the Voice of College Football. Like I don't think grown ass men should get down on their knees and beg for their boss to give them a vote of confidence. If you want me to fire you, get down on your knees and beg. That's a sure way for me to fire your ass. Because like if I was Hugh Freeze's boss, I would fire him for doing that crap. That's just me. It's like you're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass 56-year-old man. Why are you begging for your boss to like, please give me a vote of confidence? Please, for what? You lost. You're on a 4-game losing streak, and you got fired by Ole Miss because you were calling hookers on the school payphone. And yeah, I mean, you're like skirting around behind your wife's back, and yeah, it's like you're not even man enough to use your own phone. That's the thing. Ugh. My God.
Jackson, you deserve center stage for that rant. This is going to be gold, the Hugh Freeze rant. But
Oh,
I
I
have
called
nothing
him
more to
worse
say on
things
this.
on the Michigan show. I even shot TJ by what I
Jackson,
called
I
him.
have nothing else to say about this game because I think I predicted 10-6.
I want to puke from
6
that game.
Arkansas.
I
There
think
we
I must
go.
have been, I must have went to hell somehow.
Jackson, real fast. Iowa putting a spanking on Minnesota. I think
Nah.
someone forgot to tell Minnesota
Oh,
that
Minnesota, don't you
Nebraska.
know?
Jackson, someone forgot to tell PJ Fleck of Minnesota that Nebraska win doesn't define your season. That's not going to
Oh,
get you ranked.
you defeat Minnesota, don't you know? Oh my God!
Jackson, listen, I'm going to say something, but Jackson, Iowa could still make the Big Ten championship game because they're 4-1 in conference.
Yeah.
They got Oregon next week.
You know, I heard Corey Bratta and Mark Rogers talking about the same thing. That was more on Corey's end, though. That's
Jackson, technically by record, they're still in it.
Yep. Can you
They
imagine
turned the game
if
off.
Iowa upset Oregon 2 weeks from now?
Oh boy. Jackson, you want to talk about flipping the Big Ten on its head. They have 1 week off and then they have Oregon at home. Biggest game in Hawkeye history.
Oh my God. I think I may just bet some money on Iowa beating the spread against Oregon.
Listen, Jackson, if Iowa beats Oregon, oh my gosh, you're going to see the Big Ten. Does Iowa play Ohio State or Indiana?
No.
They played Indiana and lost.
Yes,
that's their only loss.
On the Peacock app in week 5 where they lost 20-15.
But they avoid Ohio State, though. But they still got Nebraska, USC coming down the pipe. And UCLA.
But don't be surprised.
Not UCLA.
USC. Yeah, Iowa has USC, Oregon, and Michigan State, and Nebraska coming down the pipe.
So if they beat Oregon, their biggest roadblock is USC and Nebraska.
Yep.
Washington. Is there a world where Iowa's playing for the Big Ten?
Ooh, if they're in the Big Ten title, they're in the playoffs automatically.
I mean, good win for Iowa, though. Minnesota, though, Jackson.
Oh. Yep, Iowa. They're going to
be. Minnesota, Jackson. Would you like to say anything about PJ Fleck and his bow? I think
they'll have another. They'll end the season with another. They'll have another 8-4 season, get their 9th win, and there we go. That's just the way.
Let me ask real fast. Wait, hey Dave, I have a question. I'm being serious. Is PJ Fleck's boat, is it still rowing? Because if it is, please tell me
it is.
It's stuck together. So I'm getting concerned. And Skate Rat's asking about his Heisman picks. He said Marcellus Reed, Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, Jeremiah Smith, and Jeremiah Love. Those are pretty good picks.
Even though I almost had Love on there, but I will say, every week changes for me. So it's like, don't you worry, DC Skater. Love will definitely be on my list.
And Dave said it's still rolling. The best thing about losing it to Iowa. Hey, don't take that comment down yet, Jackson. You're fired. There we go. See, I had to fire Jackson. The Iowa, knowing that PJ is not going anywhere after it. Oh no, poor Dave. But Washington State, Jackson beats Toledo. Pittsburgh's Jack.
Pitt's got shot in the ACC, and I gotta be honest, I'm right with Matt Zimick when he says this, but it's high time that we talk about Dave Doreen being on a hot seat.
Jackson, I
bro,
heard it. Here's the thing, Jackson. He's at NC State.
I don't
What's
care.
there to talk about?
You had 13
Jackson, they're
years.
just
Get out of here, Doreen. You suck, you
Jackson.
jackass. That's what I
Here's the
say
thing,
to
though,
Doreen.
Jackson. They win 6-7 games. NC State's happy, Jackson. They're okay with being in mediocrity.
I wouldn't be. Hell, get out of there, Doreen. Move. Get out of there. Move out for somebody that will win. Pitt. He's
Jackson,
looking like an ACC title contender. Who'd have thought that after that loss after Louisville? I mean, ever since they went with their new QB, Mason, I forget how you pronounce his last name, but I gotta tell you, he's been amazing.
Jackson, the San Diego State loss is looking even better. Is looking even better for Cal right now. San Diego State, are they a dark horse playoff team?
That's
they
what
can
I
win
say to
that.
Fresno State. You suck, you jackass.
Jackson, is San Diego State a dark horse to make the playoffs if they win the Mountain West?
Nobody
But they-
out of the Mount West. Like, you can win the Mount West, but you're not making the playoffs. It's just not happening. Sorry.
Boise did it, though. Boise did it.
And that was this year. It's the American Athletic Conference's turn, unfortunately. I think they're kind of going different ways around it, but we will definitely see what Boise and San Diego State do.
Southern Miss, good for them. Navy's still undefeated. Temple, Northern Illinois, Central Michigan, Purdue, Mass.
Northern Illinois is going to be a Mountain West Conference team next year. This year's their last year in the MAC, and it's this is still so weird.
TCU, Jackson, survives in Old Country Roads, and poor Rich Rod. His first year West Virginia is
Look, it's
Look
like
away.
I said, and I know some people West Virginia get upset at me saying this, but like 2025 sucks. But the best part about a crappy year is the best way to go is up. 2026 will be the year that West Virginia goes up. I promise. I promise. 2026 West Virginia is like 2025 Houston. Maybe not like 2024 Arizona State, but a little bit more like 2025 Houston. I promise. Well, around here we call Butch Jones.
Butch Jones, big win. Yes, Arkansas State, Jalen Rader. He had a big game today. Troy Jackson getting it done. Wyoming skunking Colorado State. And that was week 9. And real fast, here's what we got to look forward to this next coming weekend. Real fast. Well, obviously, ignore these games. Syracuse, North Carolina on a Friday night. Georgia Tech, NC State, and Raleigh. That could be fun. South Carolina, Ole Miss, of course, the big showdown. Oklahoma, Tennessee, Tech, Kansas State could be a huge one. Virginia going to
Tech. Trap game for Virginia. Trap game for Cincy.
Arizona, Iowa State, which
on
paper we thought
top 25. Get out, Arizona State.
What we thought could be a Big 12 title preview game turns out to be who wants to go bowling. Cincinnati, Utah is going to be a big game. Arizona, Colorado, West Virginia, Houston,
Baylor. Arizona,
Penn State, Ohio State, Jackson. Normally is one of the biggest games of the season. This year, it's just can Penn State cover the spread?
I am about to puke looking at that game. Vanderbilt, Texas is better.
Rutgers, Illinois. That's going to be a fun one. Rutgers trying to keep their bowl hopes alive. Go ahead.
Duke, Clemson. No. Okay, I like Army Air Force. I like that one. Navy, North Texas, underrated matchup right there. Trap game for the Navy. Okay, Louisville.
Yep, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Indiana, Maryland. The world's largest cocktail parties next weekend.
These are miserable. That's a miserable slate. Somebody's going down.
Hey, Jackson.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Why
but
do I have a feeling Stanford's going to try to take down Pitt?
because Jackson Stanford always wins one game that they shouldn't, and then
Well, I have sung Frank Wright's praises, so it's like if he does get him to a bowl game, like gets 3 straight wins for Stanford, he automatically earns the job.
I will say this though, Jackson. That was week 9. And to the title of the question, who's the best team in the SEC? Well, let's answer it. As of right now, Jackson, who's the best team in the SEC? Is it A&M or is it Bama? Or is it Ole Miss possibly?
Bama.
I think it's A&M. And I think it's close, but I think A&M. Who's the best team in the Big Ten?
Indiana.
I would get with that. Indiana. ACC, it's probably Georgia Tech for right
Georgia
now.
Tech. Big 12.
Big 12.
BYU.
I'm just going to say Cincinnati. I'm going to say Cincinnati. Then the other conferences, the American, that's a whole fish tank.
Oh, the American. Oh God, like South Florida, Memphis, Navy, and Tulane.
I'm gonna say Tulane.
Grave. Oh
Tulane's look the best.
I think I'm gonna go with Memphis. I'm going with Memphis on that one.
But no way Indiana is better than Ohio State. Here's the thing.
Ohio State is way more talented than Indiana, but I think Indiana's the better team this year. I mean, the way they beat Oregon in Autzen Stadium in of itself is impressive. Do not be surprised if you see them beating Ohio State in the Big Ten title game.
And Indiana easily has the better win over Oregon today because Texas right now is currently the Notre Dame can another rank win on their resume. Well,
that'd be
you ain't get that chance.
Oh, that'd be well. I got something better for you, DC Skater. Pitt losing to Notre Dame, but then like winning the ACC out of nowhere. Think about that one.
Here's the thing, Jackson. I'm kind of excited for Pitt Notre Dame because especially what's your old saying about Pitt, Jackson? What do you always tell me?
Pittsburgh
what goes
is where dreams go to die.
And guess what? Notre Dame's playoff dreams may die that day.
I hope not, but I think Marcus Freeman has other ideas. I mean, I gotta tell you, I'm way more impressed with Marcus Freeman. Like, I love what he's been doing with the program. It's like I'm not saying he's getting a natty now, but he will get that program a natty eventually.
But I will say this though, Jackson. I mean, Trojan fights is how cooked is Dion. If his health holds up, I mean,
I don't think he's cooked. I think he retires at some point. That's what I think's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you something, Jackson. Where do you think game day is going this week? Real fast.
Probably some piece of turd game, I'm sure. Oh, that's a good question from Blake Gregory. Would you guys ever do a watch party for a big game?
Now, I have a question. Are you talking about me and Jackson, or are you talking about on his Bama channel? If you're talking about us, I would like to.
Or on my channel or on Austin's channel, really. Just like anything. I mean, really.
He said yes.
Yes to all of the above.
Or just yes to me and Jackson on our personal channels?
Either.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I probably wouldn't be against it. I know Jackson wouldn't. I mean,
It
Like,
just
let me ask
depends
you
on
something.
timing, really, and the
What game would
schedule.
you what game would you like to see us do a play-by-play for? Is my question. Is there any
Well,
game coming up that you would like for us to do when you talk about the big game? I mean, Bama's got a couple big ones coming up.
well,
Louisville's got a
the
couple.
yeah, I mean, like I could do something like that, and then like do post game show on the Alabama channel afterwards. I mean, something like
Okay,
that.
listen, real fast, Jackson. Real fast. Pitt hasn't beaten a ranked team. Pitt can't handle Lover Price. Give it up, Austin. I don't know what you're drinking, but who has Pitt beat? Listen here. I'm going to say this. Pick anything I would watch. Okay, we'll pick a Tennessee game for you. We'll watch Tennessee, and we would watch Tennessee Vanderbilt for you, and we'll call that down the middle. Well, Jackson might not call it down the middle because he's
Well,
Bama biased.
it's like I'll be watching like Tennessee Vanderbilt, but don't be surprised if you catch me watching Tennessee Vanderbilt on the desktop over there. And you'll probably be seeing me watch another game on my phone. And
But real
did I say desktop? I meant to say laptop. You'll probably catch me watching Tennessee Vandy on the laptop. You'll probably catch me watching Michigan Ohio State on the desktop, and you'll probably catch me watching another game on my phone while posting from my personal account and the Voice College Football Ads account.
But real fast to this, he's telling me give it up. Listen, I understand you don't believe in Pitt. That's fine. But here's the thing. Going to Pitt is no joke. Yes. Like, listen, going to Pitt, especially if it's raining and it's mucky, weird things happen. And don't be surprised if Pitt Notre Dame is a good game going towards the end. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Notre Dame can't win that game. I'm not going to tell you that. But it's not going to be a blowout like everyone thinks it's going to be. Pitt's going to give you everything they got. They're going to hit you in the mouth. And they're going to be ready for that run game. Because we thought we could run the ball against the Pat Narduzzi defense. And we were wrong. And listen, I think Pitt Notre Dame would not surprise me if Pitt won that game. I'm just saying. Pitt deserves a little more credit. I know they're in the AC and people don't want to give them credit, but Pitt's a good football team, guys and girls. If there's any girls watching, don't want to discriminate. So Pitt can get it done. Will they? We'll find out in a couple weeks when we pick that game. And another thing you will find out too along the way is, you know what? Here we go. Alabama, the voice of college football. If you find yourself scrolling through the interwebs late at night, or you're eating a midnight snack, eating a snack wrap or a McChicken or a pizza, whatever your snack craving is, and you're hungry and you want to watch something, Alabama, the voice of college football, is good for that. You could be sitting there eating a McChicken while watching Jackson, if you want. Jackson, tell the people what they will find once they enter the domain of the Alabama.
Well, Alabama. Well, we've got a wild week for you ahead of you now. Alabama Richie subbed in for Jeffrey and Only Talk Sports, which that was a pretty good show today on the Alabama South Carolina postgame show. But we've got a wild lineup for you on Alabama The Voice of College Football. Jeffrey and myself will be on Monday night on Crimson Tide Live, but also Tuesday night will be Primetime Live, the 34th edition, where I'll be joined by Luke Robinson of Locked On Bama and Jimmy Stein of Locked On Bama and Cover Crimson and Mountaineer Paul from Locked On West Virginia. Your teams every day, as we'll be going over our mid-season report card on the Alabama Crimson Tide. And let me tell you something, folks, you're going to be in for a wild ride.
Yep, Jackson. Next weekend, you get to enjoy a stress-free weekend of football. Bama's on a bye week.
Yep, I get to sit and chill on Saturday, so there you go.
Yes.
Who am I kidding? I'm always going to be watching on Saturday, no doubt.
But Jackson, you want to know something else? You're not sitting and chilling on your personal channel, though. You may be sitting and chilling on the Bama channel this week for the post game because it's bye week. But on your channel, you're never chilling. Tell the people what you got going on.
Well, I've got my upcoming. Well, I've had my Jacksonian episode with Coach Burt's, reunited with an old friend, and let me just say that was fun. And we talked a little bit about the Board of Education, and that's what Coach Burt's would call his teaching podcast. And I think it'll be a fun one. You all decide. Come on in. That's why you tune in. And we did make fun of Hugh Freeze. I did a majority of making fun of Hugh Freeze on there. But 2 more episodes I've got coming up this week. I will be releasing. One with Eric Cooper from Unfair Sports. We'll be filming Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, where we'll be discussing a lot about the Oklahoma Sooners. What's been going on since that John Mateer injury? Can they keep their playoff hopes alive with a Tennessee victory? And Wednesday night, I will be filming with Tucker Harlan of Vols Wire in Tennessee at the Voice College Football. Man, Tucker and I are just hanging out together, aren't we? I tell you what. But we'll be going over a lot about Tennessee Volunteers football, Tennessee Volunteers baseball, Tennessee Volunteers everything. Blake, you are going to love this episode because I'm going to tell you right now, you, my friend, are going to be in for a wild ride with that episode 86 of the Chat Show with Tucker Harlan. And, of course, we'll also be talking a little bit about Tennessee Titans as well. And for more updates on the Jacksonian, Alabama with the Voice of College Football, picks analysis, and final whistle with Sports Talk with Austin. My appearances on Lockdown West Virginia for Jackson's World of College Football. And, of course, once, twice a week calls on the Paul Feinbaum Show where the weekends are full of surprises. Check me out on Jackson VOCFB on @/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads, Jackson Johnson 543-908. And also check me out on Blue Sky, where you can check me out on Jackson Johnson Blue Sky 97 Blue Sky Social, where some say the skies are blue, the skies are gray, the skies are overcast. And I say to each their own, all right there on Blue Sky. Austin, what have you got going on Sports Talk with Austin?
So this week, of course, I've got my shows with you as well, Jackson, Final Whistle, and Picks and Analysis. Hard to believe we're 10 weeks into the year. It's almost over. And, of course, I've got the shorts coming out from this coming up and shorts from that. Of course, you can follow me on my X/Twitter, whatever you like to call it. As well, you'll be seeing a lot of Denver Nuggets feed on that, pro wrestling. So if you like either of those, you'll like my Twitter page. And, of course, I'll be tweeting about the Cowboys as well and so much more, promoting different shows, this, that, and the other, doing my thing as always. But that's what I've got coming up. I'm not too busy. I ain't like Jackson. Jackson, busy. I can't handle all his busyness. He's like that grandmother that keeps going to the grocery store too many times. But Jackson, we're 9 weeks through the season, and the first playoff rankings will be out in a couple weeks. And before you know it, we will be crowning ourselves a champion again, and then college football will be gone. Yes, and the whistle has blown. We forgot to blow the whistle at the beginning, but that's okay. Because Jackson blew it earlier when Dave got me going, but that's okay.
And with that being said, that's why you like, comment, subscribe, click on notification bells to each of our channels so you never miss no video whatsoever. And we will see you Tuesday night.
Yes.
Go Tide and go Cards.